Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Wispin here, and welcome back to another video here on the Pokecentral network. If you guys do want to join me here on my server, the IP is pokecentral.org. All the links you need to get online are down in the description, as well as a link to our Discord server where you can get support from over 11,000 members if you're having any issues joining the server. So with all that aside, I'm sure you've seen from the title and the thumbnail of this video that we are actually going to be going after a Talonflame today. We're going to be doing how to train your Talonflame. And I will say the main reason I'm actually doing this video is because we have actually had 2 fletchlings in our daycare pin number 1 slot since probably episode, I have to say sub 10. I don't know exactly what episode, but it was one of the first episodes. We put them in here. They've been there ever since. We've never done anything with it. And so I feel like it's time. Let's go and get a Talonflame. Then we can take these guys out of the daycare and we can move on with our lives. So even though we have those fletchlings already and they're pretty good IVs, I still want to show you guys exactly where you can find your own fletchlings, just because I feel like that's a big part of the series, is showing where these Pokemon spawn and showing just how common they actually are. So fletchling you can actually find in just about any forest biome in the game. I know they spawn in roof forest, birch forest, regular forest, probably every forest biome, and they spawn during the day. So we're not going to be able to find one just yet, but I'm going to make my way over to the Safari Zone because I feel like that's probably our best bet for finding a wild fletchling. I see them all the time right here at the entrance because it is a roofed forest biome, and basically all of Spawn has a whole lot of different forest biomes spread about, so you should be able to find them fairly easily just hanging out around here. But like I said, they only spawn during the day, so we are going to have to wait a little while, and this guy knows what's up. He's got himself a Talonflame. So one thing I will say about Talonflame while we're waiting for it to turn today is it's a really good Pokemon. It really is, but with the Generation 7 mechanics, it got a massive nerf to its hidden ability, Gale Wings, so it's not quite as good. Luckily, Pixelmon still runs on Generation 6 and will run on Generation 6 until the next update, in which it'll probably switch over to Generation 7, although I'm not entirely sure on that one. We'll have to wait and see. So for now, it's going to be really, really good, and then once the update hits, it's going to be slightly less good, but still a pretty good Pokemon. Alright, so we got ourselves a wild fletchling here. They are pretty common, actually. Could probably check their rarity here in a minute, but let's catch this thing before somebody else steals it. So I'm going to go ahead and actually pull out a Jolly Nature synchronized Ralt in order to get ourselves the best possible nature on this. Where did it go? Oh, this fletchling here, just because we're probably not going to end up using it, but might as well go ahead and get one just to show what nature I'm actually going to be using, which is, of course, Jolly Nature. So the reason for Jolly is because it increases speed, which is super important for our fletchling, for our Talonflame. He has pretty high base speed, I believe above 100. Let me go ahead and check really quick. So he has 126 base speed, which puts him, I believe he's got to be in the top 10 of all Pokemon. I could be wrong on that. Don't take that. I haven't actually checked, but it seems like he's pretty high up there. So I didn't actually bring Ultra Balls to this fight. I'm actually going to try out the new Quick Balls. Where did I put those? All right, so here we go. Got the Quick Balls. Let's go ahead and jump into this fight, and hopefully these work first try. They have a 5x catch rate over regular basic Pokeballs, so I'm hoping that we can get him first try, and hoping that he's also the Jolly Nature. Now, we did catch him. Now it is the moment of truth here. Ah, it didn't actually work. Okay. Is there any other fletchlings around? I don't see any straight away. You know what? That's fine. We don't actually need them to be the right nature because we actually have a couple in the daycare. So let's go ahead and take a look at the ones that I currently am breeding. So we have fletchling number 1, 94% IVs, pretty good all around. Adamant Nature, which isn't great. We're going to go ahead and switch that over to Jolly. Although maybe Adamant would be better now that I think about it. I don't know if we need Jolly because of the Gale Wings ability, which actually gives all, I believe, all flying type moves +1 priority. So we might not actually need the Jolly Nature if we're going to be using that. We might as well just go with Adamant Nature. But it's really up to you. You can choose which one you want to do. You'll still probably outspeed a couple of other Pokemon if you go for Jolly over Adamant, but I feel like the increase in damage is probably more beneficial. Let's go ahead and take this egg, see what IVs it is, see if it's worth using, and see if maybe we got our... I think actually we have a better one already in the daycare. So let's toss this out. Let's actually release this guy as well. And speaking of releasing, let's check our achievements. We got to be close, right? We're 7 Pokemon away from getting this challenge here. You know what? I think we can do that. I think we can release 7 Pokemon. Let's go back here so we don't release anything too valuable. And let's just kind of release some random stuff back here because most of this is just Pokemon we're really never going to use. So we might as well just kind of clear things out here. And this should be 7. There we go. Nice. Okay, release 500 Pokemon. The next challenge is 1,000, which is a lot, but we can definitely do it eventually. 500 though, that is kind of crazy. I've only caught 188, so I don't even know how exactly I've released 500, but we'll go with it. Let's go ahead and reorganize this PC, and by reorganize I mean just move everything up a little bit. And yeah, so let's go ahead and go into the daycare. Let's take out these 2 fletchlings and let's check them out, see which one is the better one, and we'll go ahead and probably just build off of that. So Ivy's number 3, Ivy's number 4. Looks like the top one is actually pretty much perfect. We just need to boost its defensive stats slightly and it'll be good to go. So that's going to be this guy here. This girl here, it's female. So we'll put you in here. Actually, let's take the held item off first. And then put you into here. And then Ivy's number 3, just to make sure we have the right one. There we go. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so as you can see here, pretty much all perfect IVs, very, very high IVs. We could leave it as is, or we could just go ahead and bump up the defense by 4 and the special defense by 3 in order to make it 100% fletchling. And I think that's what we're going to go ahead and do right now in the Poke Designer. So using this should be pretty easy to go ahead and just bump up defense, bump up special defense. Now we got a perfect fletchling. Let's go ahead and actually take a look at some other things here first. So got to make it shiny, of course. Got to make a shiny Talonflame. I think it's pretty cool. I think it changes the orange to yellow, but I could be wrong on that. We'll see here in a minute. We need Gale Wings for sure, which I've actually modified in the past, but it must have glitched out or something. I don't know. Oh, wait, it's already Gale Wings. Never mind. Okay, it's already Gale Wings, so we don't actually need to change that at all. Gender is fine. Pokeball, we'll switch it over to a Premier Ball. And then Nature, we're going to go ahead and keep it as Adamant for now. Might change that to Jolly at some point in the future, but for now, I think it'll do. So let's go ahead and confirm that and take a look at this thing. So the shiny form as Fletch. Oh my gosh, you are way too small. What is it? Microscopic. I don't know. It's really, really small. We can barely even see the thing. We'll see how it looks once it's a Talonflame. We might have to change that just to make the Pokemon slightly more visible. But now, you know what? Let's go ahead and start things off with EV training. Now, I normally go ahead and do a lot of other things before that, but I feel like this time around, now that we have the new training zone here on the server, it should be pretty easy to EV train and also level up the Pokemon at the same time because all of the Pokemon there are fairly high levels. I think the range is 30 to 70, so it should be pretty good. Let's head on home, and we are actually going to be training in speed and attack. So pretty straightforward, nothing really too new or complicated there. So speed and attack, I believe, is the bracer here, so that'll get us those. And we'll probably just throw the other 4 in like special defense or something, but that's not really a concern. So we'll throw the Everstone in here. We'll keep our quick balls on us. And I think that's all we need. We're going to need an experience all, actually. Because we're not going to be fighting with this Fletchling. We're going to be fighting with our Latias and EV training the Fletchling in turn. We can put away this Ralts back into its spot. Need to finish my collection of Ralts. We're only 2 off. Might as well. I believe Sirius and maybe... Is it... No, we have not even Sirius. I don't remember what goes here, but we're missing 2. I'll have to figure that out at some point. But let's just go ahead and warp training and check this place out. So there are some other players here, which is cool. Now, I believe there is a Pokemon for every single possible EV, but I don't know exactly which ones give speed and which ones give attack. I think Luxray gives attack, so speed... Ooh, which one gives speed? I believe it's actually Jumpluff that gives speed. I think so. I don't know what else that Pokemon would give, so that's what makes sense to me. I'm going to go ahead and first test out this theory of Luxray giving attack. I believe it is the case. I threw out my wrong Pokemon there. Meant to throw out Latias, but that's fine. We'll just swap over. And I believe Jumpluffs might only spawn during the day, so I don't think we're going to be seeing them until that time. But Luxray can spawn at any time, so that's good. Wow, we got a lot of levels out of that. Discard all of that junk. And let's go ahead and check Eevee's number 3 here. Yes, they do give attack. Okay, perfect. So we just got to kill a bunch of Luxrays, once it turns to day, we'll go after the jump luffs, and I did the same thing. Okay, and now I just fainted. Okay, awkward. Okay, this is really awkward. Okay, let's make sure we switch over to our Latios. There we go. Okay, now this should be a whole lot easier. And we should start gaining experience pretty quickly, as well as just gaining those EVs that we actually need pretty quickly, because we'll get 7 EVs from every single one of these guys. Whereas normally when we EV train in speed, we're usually getting 5 just because we use a Pokemon that drops 1, plus the Power Anklet, which gives a bonus 4. But because Luxray is a max evolution, it actually gives the maximum of 3 EVs, which is pretty great. Someone's already in battle there. Might need to actually up the spawn rate of Pokemon here, just because a lot of people do make use of this space. So, you know what? Actually, where is it? It should be right here. Yeah. Let's go into game mode 1, and let's mess around with this. Let's just double it for now. Might have to lower that later, but we'll see how this goes. Game mode 0. The abuse. Okay, it's not really abuse, but that's fine. Okay, now we should see double spawn rates here at the area, and it looks like they're already taking effect because there are just a ton of Pokemon. This is why I had it set to 10. Oh no, we're being overrun. What do we do? Okay, you know what? I think we're going to be fine. I think we're going to be just fine. We just got to kill things faster. Oh, and actually I was wrong. Jump luffs do spawn in, so that is also pretty cool. We can take advantage of that now. It looks like once I turned the spawn rates up, it just made everything a whole lot easier to find with all these people running around here. Now, the spawn frequency is actually pretty high, so the faster you kill things, the faster new things will spawn in. So even if you're trying to farm certain Pokemon, getting rid of the Pokemon that you don't want will actually improve the spawn rates of the Pokemon that you do want. Because if you're just killing the Pokemon you want, then eventually they're all going to be gone, if that makes sense, because other Pokemon will spawn in, and then the maximum spawn rate will be hit, and none of the Pokemon that you want will be left, so you might have to clean out some of the other Pokemon every once in a while. But with that being said, we are making some pretty good progress here. For some reason, Latios is struggling a little bit to take out these guys, but if we check our EVs, already at 53, wow, and we barely just started. Oh, wow, I wasn't actually expecting this, but our fletchling is evolving into Fletchender. I believe it's around level 17 or 18. So I guess it's pretty cool. I don't know what level it evolves into Talonflame. I assume probably around like 40, but I can't be sure because I've never actually checked. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Wiki Fletchender Evo. 35. Okay, it's actually lower than I expected. Cool, so we should be able to hit that by the time we finish EV training here. Okay, so I just finished EV training. It actually goes by pretty fast. I definitely recommend trying out the training area here. You can go ahead and just check the different EVs for what EVs the Pokemon give. So I believe Azumarill gives like HP. Politoed probably gives like special defense or something. I believe Drapion gives defense, and I don't even know. Maybe Stoutland gives some defense, maybe? I don't know. You'll have to look it up, but there are Pokemon for every EV type here, so it does make EV training pretty easy and also gives your Pokemon quite a bit of experience towards leveling. We got 28 levels on Fletchender there, which is really, really nice, but we have to get him up to 35 to evolve him. So I'm going to head on home and just grab some rare candies here. Now, I'm really, really hoping that the moveset that I have planned for this guy is going to be completely done with TMs and Relearner, because I didn't really plan for any egg moves, so we'll just have to hope out. I got a bunch of junk in my inventory, which is fantastic. I love that. I might actually make it so that when you click the drop all button on the menu for Pokemon drops, it just deletes the items rather than throwing them on the ground, because I feel like a lot of people click that button because they don't want the items, but then they end up on the ground, make a mess, and other people pick them up. Kind of annoying, so might make that change. I don't know. With that being said, what am I doing here? I am getting rare candies. We need 7, I believe, if I can do math properly. And I can't, but I think we're going to go ahead and get lucky this time around and have the right amount of rare candies. He's getting a little bit bigger than at the start of this video. We do not need natural gift. Okay, so there we go. Fletchender is evolving into our Talonflame, and then we're going to go ahead and start working on the moveset and get the held item, which is going to end up making this guy pretty awesome. So, yeah, he's pretty small, and actually, I was completely wrong on the color for the shiny. I mean, I'm going to leave it just because it looks pretty similar to a non-shiny Talonflame, and it's shiny, and shiny is always better. Not true. There are some really, really ugly shinies, but in this case, it's pretty much the same, maybe slightly worse. We're going to leave it anyways. So, moveset. Let's go ahead and get to work on that. Number one, we actually need, I believe a couple of these are TMs. So we're going to go Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, U-Turn, and Steel Wing. I know for a fact you can get U-Turn and Steel Wing as a TM, but before we even do that, I want to go ahead and warp on over the shop. I also want to do Wiki Talonflame moves and just see which ones it can learn, which ones we need to spend money on. So it might actually be able to learn Brave Bird and Flare Blitz just from visiting the move relearner here, since they are level 0 moves. And then it actually can learn Steel Wing at level 60, and it can learn... It doesn't learn U-Turn through moves, so we'll have to get a TM for that, but that's pretty easy. So let's check out Mr. Move Relearner here. All right, awesome. We can get these. All right, we'll place Tackle. I don't think we need Tackle. I don't think we need Growl either. And then we're going to need to go back home and take a look in here for our Bug-type TMs. Do not have U-Turn. And then Steel Wing, I don't think we're going to have that either. I don't even know what Steel-type TMs look like. So we're just going to have to go buy them. All right, Bug. Where are the bugs hanging out? Dark green should be Bug, right? Dark green, over here. And we should be able to buy this. I think it's going to be expensive. 16K? All right, that's fine. And then Steel should be right here. And that should be Steel Wing. There we go. Toss out Talonflame. Go ahead and learn both of these. Hello? Oh, just a little bit of lag there, I guess. And Steel Wing. Done. Okay, moveset completed. So let's go ahead and explain these moves a little bit. But actually, before we do that, like I said before, Gale Wings gives priority to flying type moves. Basically just means that they have +1. So similar to something like, what moves have +1? Does Quick Attack? Quick Attack actually only has a priority of +1. Now I know there are certain moves that I believe do have more than +1 priority, but in this case, it's just going to give all of our flying type moves +1 priority, which is really, really amazing because you can use a move like Brave Bird, which normally might not go first, and you can guarantee that it goes first because most people aren't really going to be using things like Quick Attack against your Talonflame. So for the most part, always going to be going first. Super, super awesome. And something that you can use to combo that is actually our held item, which is going to be a choice band. And that's actually going to give us increased physical attack, so that when in combination with that ability, Brave Bird is going to do a absolutely insane amount of damage to a lot of Pokemon, and it's going to be super, super awesome. So let's go ahead and buy that. We'll put it on our Pokemon. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Generation 7 mechanics changed up the way that Gale Wings works. In Generation 7, they nerfed it a little bit because it was too overpowered, and they made it so that it only actually takes effect when your Pokemon has full HP. So, as I said before, still pretty good. On the first turn, you can still get off a quick hit with a Brave Bird, but not quite as good as it is now because currently it works every single turn no matter what your HP is at. So, yeah, we got Flare Blitz, pretty good move. Going to be able to deal with things like Steel types. That's great. And it also can leave the opponent with burn. We got Brave Bird. It's going to take use of our ability, which gives it +1 priority, making it a whole lot faster. And also, it does a massive amount of damage, but you do take some recoil damage. Not really a big deal because it does so much damage. Kind of a good trade-off. And then Steel Wing is just there just to have another move that does damage. I don't know what to say. Steel Wing isn't really that important. You're not really going to be using it that much. U-Turn, however, is an interesting one. So the way that U-Turn works is it's a bug type move, only has a base power of 70. However, it lets you switch out immediately after you use it. So you'll be able to get a hit off, switch out to another Pokemon, and because Talonflame is kind of fragile, you're not going to have to worry too much about it actually dying after that hit, and another one of your Pokemon can tank the hit. So it's good for scouting. You can go ahead, throw in your Talonflame, use U-Turn, get it out before it takes any damage, and you don't have to worry about it too much. So that's the moveset all done. We talked about the held item, which is going to be the choice, or the choice band, which is just plus 50% physical attack. However, it makes it so that you can only use one move at a time. Now, swapping out of battle does actually reset that, so you can choose a different move, which is great. But we're not going to be able to use 2 different moves in a row without swapping out of battle, which is a little bit of a downside, but still worth it overall. I think that's actually it. I think that's our completed Talonflame. I don't think I'm missing anything. We talked about the ability, we talked about the moves, we talked about the held item, we got the EVs all sorted, we got the IVs all sorted. I think that's it. So yeah, that was pretty quick. We're gonna go ahead and I think end things here. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to go and leave a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are so close to 30,000 subscribers. I believe at the time of this recording, I am exactly 100 off, which should be here in the next day or two. Don't really have anything planned for it. If you have any ideas, let me know down in the comments. I might not actually do anything for it. 30,000 is kind of a weird one. It's like a milestone, but not a milestone. Like 25,000 is more of a milestone, I feel like, and 50,000, I don't know. Not really a big deal, but I do want to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed to the channel, everyone that watches these videos. I really do appreciate you guys. It really means a lot, and I really hope you enjoy this series, this channel, as well as the server, because I do put a lot of work into it, and it seems like a lot of you guys are enjoying it, which is awesome. Even if only like 10 people played on the server, I would still be happy with it. I actually started this whole thing off back, I believe, about 2 years ago. And I never really expected it to go to where it is today with this many people online. Back then, we only had maybe 5 people online at a time. And a lot of the people that used to be around back then don't really play on the server much anymore, but I still keep in contact with some of them. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So if you guys have been watching the videos since the start, let me know. I know a lot of people are going to say it, and they really haven't. But I'll know, because I remember most of the people that were there back then, because it was a pretty small community. So if you haven't talked to me in a while, you still watch the videos, you joined back then, go ahead and hit me up over on Discord. It would be awesome. But with that being said, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.